Our next performer is performing stand-up for the first time as well. And one thing I discovered about him is that among the only 12 movies that he likes on Facebook, one is the seminal 2009 animated classic Monsters vs. Aliens. Please welcome Chris Rudeen.
I don't understand what just happened. I'm going to raise this because Rachel is so tiny. And she's also a hard act to follow, so. This is my first time doing stand-up, so if you could be nice to me for the next 5 minutes and then also after that, like for the rest of my life, that would be super great. That's kind of the only reason I'm doing this, so. It's going really well so far. So Sam was like, you should do stand-up, and I was like, as I want to do. And so I was like, what should I write about? And I was thinking about things that you normally talk about in stand-up, and it's like, okay, like dating. Nope. Can't do that. So I was like, okay, write about what you know. And I was like, okay, my body. So this will be a set about my body. And it will be way more sexual than you ever imagined. Just kidding. Okay, so my body, you can see it, because I am here and you have eyes. It's like kind of weird. The way I like to think about it, it's like that thing when a toddler draws a picture of a person, and it's just a head and then legs. Sticking out of it. Like maybe the arms come out of the legs. So it's a lot like that. Or if you've seen A Nightmare Before Christmas, it's like Jack Skellington, if he died of famine. I don't know if anyone loves Jack Skellington. I apologize profusely. I'm so sorry. My mom likes to call me Mr. Burns from The Simpsons. Which is, in her loving, tender ways, my mom loves me so much. And it doesn't help when I got into Yale, because he went to Yale too. And it also doesn't help that I run a nuclear power plant. But it doesn't mean much to me. So like I knew it was like established I had a weird body, and I was like, okay, like it's fine. It's my body. But then in high school there were like a lot of reminders from strangers about how weird my body was. I think that was Ethan. Your support means a lot to me. Ethan came Tailor. So I went, in junior year of high school, I went to buy a suit from Men's Warehouse. I'm glad you find that funny. It was the first suit I'd ever bought, because I was the kind of kid who wore zip-off pants to a wedding once. And as a result, was never invited to many weddings. I think I also fell off a hammock at one wedding with my brother, so I was really popular at weddings, and generally. So I walk into Men's Warehouse and I'm like really excited. I'm like, okay, suits. Yeah. From all of my TV watching, I was like, suits equal good. Like, you can ruin a wedding, run a business meeting, other things. I was like super excited, I'm gonna get a suit, this is gonna be great. So I'm standing on like the pedestal thing and I'm like, I'm just like Julia Roberts, I can't remember her name, in Pretty Woman. Except I'm not a prostitute. I'm just buying a suit. I also have not seen that movie, so that reference may not make sense. So that's where we are. Anyway, and I was super excited, and the guy comes up and he's like, takes my measurements, and he steps back, and he says, ooh. Ooh, a challenge. This guy's job is to measure people's bodies. So I'm like pretty sure he knows his way around like a normal body. And apparently this thing was a challenge. So he leaves and is gone like a long time. I thought maybe he'd just run away. He was like, it's time, it's come, it's the patient I can't deal with, I'm just gonna run away. I don't know why that's into a doctor reference, but I'm just gonna run away because I can't sell this boy a suit at all. There's nothing. But then he came back eventually, and he was like, oh, yeah, I found it. And I was like, cool. I'm glad I was a challenge. And so he put it on me, and it like kind of fit. But it looks like when I wear it, I'm one of those like toddlers in a play who's acting like a grown-up person. And so I have like little dark things on their face, and it's like a really big suit. So yeah, that was pretty great. Around the same time, I went to the doctor's office, so like a junior year of high school, and they were like, I think you need to go see a specialist because you have a heart murmur and scoliosis. I'm fine. Thanks for your concerns, but I'm like totally fine. Anyway, and they were like, go see a specialist. So I went and saw a specialist, and they were like, your heart's fine. It's just way too close to the doctor. There's literally not enough of you between your heart and the doctor. So he's just hearing everything. Like, he's hearing things you normally would not hear. You're fine. And your spine, it's just right next to it. So he can just feel it all. Literally just skin, like you're fine. 100% fine. You don't have scoliosis. Do cartwheels or whatever people without scoliosis do. You don't have scoliosis. But maybe you should eat something? So I know what you're all thinking. Chris, why are you single? That is my set.
Thank you, Chris. I'm gonna not move the microphone up because we have another tall performer after this. I mean down. Move the microphone down. Move it up. But anyway, thank you, Chris. That was great.